It's interesting. I went to art school with a vision for myself of being a visual artist and kind of visual communicator. Something really interesting happened when I was in art school, which is I started playing music. I started a couple bands, getting groups together to write music and perform music, and I had this like strange falling out of love, momentary. That love came back, but I sort of had this strange like falling out of love experience with visual art, and I was kind of perplexed, like what's happening here, and just kind of taking an inventory of myself and the experience that I had. The feeling I had when I was making music was so much richer than making or sharing my artwork, my visual art. And it led me down this kind of inquiry and this kind of odd discovery. What I was thinking about was, what I came into awareness of was that I think music is doing something for me that's more interesting and more powerful because it's more dimensional. Like the artwork that I was making sculptures, and I was making flat works. I was making paintings and other types of image making, and they're all just kind of like static things. You make them, you work really hard, and I still paint today to this day, but then they're just kind of dead, like they're just these like static objects. And what I realized was that making music was activating me in this way because it unfolds over time and it changes. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Like the way that a great movie makes me feel, or even a great video game. This is going back, this is like 20 years ago, but it pulls on me more powerful way when it unfolds over time, and it has this like increased dimensionality. And that led me down this kind of philosophical rabbit hole, driven by this question of like, what's the most kind of potent self-expression that I can create. As an artist, I really, at that point in my life, I was really driven by how do I take this energy that's inside me and this point of view and share it with other people, express myself. And I thought, I need more dimensionality. Like visual art isn't complex enough for me to really capture what's inside me. It led me to this strange conclusion, which was that if every moment of my life is part of my expression, the most interesting expression I could create would be my lifestyle. Like, how do I organize my life every moment? Where do I sleep? How do I spend every moment of my life? How do I think and feel through each stage of my day and each day of my week? And so I had this idea, I'll be a lifestyle artist. My sort of first work of art was lifestyle art, was sort of traveling vagabond that lived off of a motorcycle. Like I thought that'd be a really beautiful painting, so to speak. And it was that chapter of my life that led me to Santa Fe for the first time, to traveling on a motorcycle by myself, this sort of wandering artist, poet, thinker. And that was a really rich time. And what ended up happening is I met a bunch of brilliant artists who deeply, deeply inspired me. And that group became the kind of first class of Meow Wolf people. And a really beautiful thing happened there because I had all these interests. I like visual art, I like storytelling, I like music making, I liked leadership and like kind of organizational theory and how do we organize ourselves, moving towards a common goal. I liked computer programming. I liked creating hardware. Like since I was a little kid, I was really into creating electronics and lights and sound systems and things like that. And I had all these kind of disparate interests, and I felt like I must be destined to mediocrity because all the people that I look up to that are really excellent and really exceptional at what they do, they seem to have like one or two or maybe three things that they do really well. And I'm kind of like, I have too many things that I want to do. And then with this group of people in Santa Fe and creating Meow Wolf, suddenly I had a venue for all of those interests to collide. And what felt like a real weakness in having too many different interests suddenly became a kind of superpower. And I was kind of uniquely positioned to lead an interdisciplinary group of artists and designers and performers and writers, and the whole kind of gamut of types of people that contribute to a Meow Wolf experience.